discuss the 17th topic, that is all about the thermometry and thermal expansion. So the very first thing what I would like to clear is thermometry is a word that is completely related to heat. Means the thermal expansion or thermometry, when you consider that word thermal is related to heat. So when you give heat energy to a substance, when you extract heat energy from a substance, so what are all the consequences? So that study is completely related to that word called like thermal, thermometry, thermal expansion, thermodynamics. So all those things. But here mainly what we are trying to discuss is all about thermometry and thermal expansion. So when you consider thermometry, so the very first kind of question or the only kind of question what you can expect is how we measure temperature and what is the conversion between the two different temperature scales. Consider any two different temperature scales, one is X and one is Y. So in every temperature scale you have to take ice point and you have to take steam point as reference. So here if you take in X scale ice point as X0 and steam point as 100, and in Y scale Y0 and Y100, then what is the relation between, like you consider the well known the temperature measurement scales, that is degree Celsius and Fahrenheit scale, which we use very frequently to measure the temperature. Now suppose 10 degrees Celsius is the temperature of a substance or anything in degree Celsius scale. Now the same thing, if somebody asked you to express in terms of Fahrenheit Celsius, then what is the relation? How can you convert? So in that way I am considering in general two different temperature scales. Now X is the temperature of substance or anything in first scale, then minus X0 by the number of divisions, nothing but the difference between steam point and ice point should be equal to Y is the temperature in Y scale minus Y0 by Y100 minus Y0. So this is the general formula to convert the temperature from one scale to another scale. Similarly, when you consider known like degree Celsius and degree of Fahrenheit, or they can also ask you from degree Celsius to unknown also. If you take degree to Fahrenheit, degree Celsius to Fahrenheit or Fahrenheit to degree Celsius, so here the ice point is 0 and steam point is 100. Here the ice point is 32 and the steam point is 212. So that C by 100 equal to F minus 32 by 180. So C equal to 5 by 9 F minus 32. So this is what the relation between the degree Celsius and Fahrenheit scale. And one more thing also they will ask you, if there is a temperature change in Celsius scale, then what is the corresponding temperature change in Fahrenheit scale? Then if you take the change in temperature delta C in Celsius scale, that is equal to 5 by 9 delta of F minus 32. Delta is what? It represents change. So delta C equal to 5 by 9 times delta F minus 0. So delta C equal to 5 by 9 delta F. So one is this formula, one is this formula. Based on this, usually they will ask the questions. Now here when you consider one simple example, take for what temperature the value in degree Celsius equal to the value in Fahrenheit scale. Very simple question. So there is a temperature such that is the magnitude is same in degree Celsius as well as Celsius scale, Fahrenheit scale. So let's take that C equal to and F equal to value is something x degree Celsius or x degree of Fahrenheit. Both values are same. Then if you take this relation x equal to 5 by 9 x minus 32. Then 9x equal to 5x minus 160. Then this you bring this side, 160 equal to this you bring this side, 5x minus 9x. So this will become minus 4x. So that x equal to minus 40. So minus 40 degree Celsius is nothing but minus 40 degree of Fahrenheit. So this is the way you have to solve questions based on the thermometry, that means measurement of temperature. Now the another kind of question, that is based on thermal expansion. So what kind of question we can get based on the thermal expansion? So when you consider thermal expansion of solid, thermal expansion of liquid, thermal expansion of gas. But mostly we get questions based on thermal expansion of solids. So let us consider that thing first. So in case of solids, the substance or the body you can divide into three categories, like linear mass distribution, surface mass distribution and volume mass distribution. Three types are there. Now if you consider, there is a linear, there is a surface, there is a volume. Now in case of linear, the length changes on increasing temperature. That means if you give some heat energy to a substance, then it can expand. If you give the heat energy to a linear substance or linear mass distribution, then the length can increase. In that case, the change in length is proportional to initial length and proportional to change in temperature, and the proportionality constant is alpha. So delta L by L delta theta. So this is the coefficient of linear expansion, thermal coefficient of linear expansion. Similarly, if you consider surface expansion, that means there is a change in area. So the delta A is proportional to initial area and change in temperature. So that beta will become delta A by A delta theta. Similarly, if you consider volume, delta V is proportional to V delta theta and gamma is delta V by V delta theta. So this is how the linear and surface and volume mass distribution changes and the corresponding coefficients will happen. That is all about if you give heat energy to a substance. Mainly here we are talking about solid. Then it expands. The size, length or area or volume increases. Now what is the relation between them? You have derived it. Gamma is 3 times alpha. Beta is 2 times alpha. So that gamma equal to 3 by 2 beta. This is the relation. So based on this, questions can come. But based on this, application based questions will come mainly. Like one example, you consider the case. Find the thermal stress, they used to ask. Thermal stress, like the situation they will give, there is a rod. Young's modulus Y and the thermal coefficient is alpha. Now you increase the temperature by delta theta, but the rod is fixed between two rigid supports. When you increase the temperature, what happens? It should expand, length should increase. But here, due to as it is fixed between the rigid supports, it cannot extend. But it tries to extend. So during that, while it is trying to extend, there is a stress develops in the opposite direction. And that stress, due to the thermal expansion, whatever develops, that we call it as thermal stress. So force by area. If you use the Young's modulus formula, Y equal to stress by strain. So that F by A will become Y delta L by L. But if you use this equation, delta L by L is nothing but alpha delta theta. So that what is the thermal stress? Y alpha delta theta. And one more important question is also there based on the same thing. Like, what is that question is? Simple pendulum case. So if you consider the simple pendulum, what is the time period of a simple pendulum? 2 pi under root L by G, where L is the length, G is the acceleration due to gravity. Now here T square is proportional to L. 2 pi is a constant and G is also a constant. Now T square proportional to L. How the question can come? See here. We are studying the thermal effect. Means as temperature changes, length changes. So similarly, if temperature changes, length changes. It may increase, it may decrease. Now consider temperature increased. Then length increases. Then time period also what happens? Increases. If temperature decreases, length decreases, then time period also decreases. And if you want to calculate the percentage change, 2 times delta T by T equal to delta L by L. This is the fractional change. If you go for percentage change, delta T by T equal to half delta L by L, and percentage change means you will go for multiplying with 100. But if they are asking only fractional change, this one. So what is the fractional change in time period? Delta T by T equal to 1 by 2. What is delta L by L from here? Alpha delta theta. This is the fractional change in time period of a simple pendulum. Like suppose you consider summer. In summer the temperature rises. As temperature rises, length increases. As length increases, time period increases. So time to complete one revolution now is more than earlier as temperature rises. So time period increases, so it will run slowly because it is taking so much time, more time than earlier to complete one revolution. So that means the clock will run slowly. Similarly, if you understand winter season, the clock will run faster. So this is how the questions will come based on the linear expansion or surface expansion or volume expansion. Here direct questions they can ask based on this. Now, this is all about expansion of solids. Now, in case of expansion of liquids, let us try to understand in case of liquids. So what will happen in case of liquids is, there are two types of expansions will be there. One is apparent and another one is real. And the relation is, if the water level is this much or some liquid level is this much, when you heat it first, the solid will expand so that the level decreases first. So this is the change in volume of liquid due to the change in volume of solid. So this is not because of the change in volume of the liquid. This is the change in volume of the liquid as volume of the container increases due to thermal expansion. So first liquid level drops. Then from here the liquid level rises to another new level. So what you will observe is only this one. But what originally expands is this one. That means this one is what you will observe. That's why it is gamma A. This is the one what actually happens, gamma real. And this is the one, this is the expansion of solid. So gamma S plus gamma A equal to gamma R. So gamma real equal to gamma A plus gamma S. So based on this also sometimes questions will be asking. So this is how you can understand. But last one final thing I will tell you. Suppose there is a container of volume V. Now there is a liquid having some volume. This is Vc, this is Vl. And this is gamma L and this is gamma C. Now you heat it means you increase the temperature such that the liquid level remains same. The liquid level remains same. That means first the solid expands, then liquid level drops, then liquid will expand. But the thing is, suppose the liquid drops to this level first, then it is increasing to only this level. This is the decrease because expansion in solid, and this is the increase in level because expansion of liquid. That means the delta V in container, the delta V in liquid, both are same. So delta V means what? Delta V equal to V gamma delta theta. So VC gamma C delta theta equal to VL gamma L delta theta. So delta theta cancel. So VC gamma C equal to VL gamma L. This is the relation between the liquid and the container. But sometimes they can also ask the question like, if the liquid is filled completely, fully, and under what condition there is no overflow. So what is the difference between this case and that case? Here the liquid is not completely filled, but in the other case the liquid is filled completely. That means the volume of container equal to volume of liquid. Then the liquid should not overflow means these two will get cancelled. So what is the condition will become? Gamma C equal to gamma L. This is how you can solve the questions related to expansion of liquids. So try to understand and try to practice and remember the formulas and try to calculate it. Let us consider one question which is given in the previous entrance. Let us consider one question which is given in the previous entrance so that we can understand the level of question and we can understand how to deal with those questions. Consider that thermometer graduated according to a linear scale reads a value x0 when in contact with boiling water. Boiling water means what? 100 degrees Celsius. And x0 by 3 when in contact with what? Ice. Ice means what? 0 degrees Celsius. So what is the temperature of an object in degrees Celsius if thermometer in contact with it reads x0 by 2? So try to understand the question that there is a thermometer. When it is in contact with boiling water, the reading is x0. So the corresponding temperature is 100 degrees Celsius. When it is in ice, where the temperature 0, then the reading is x0 by 3. Now one unknown object is there. Let's take the temperature is T degrees Celsius. Then it reads x0 by 2. Then we need to find what is T, what is the temperature of the object in degrees Celsius. Now here first you consider these two. So what is the difference in the reading? x0 minus x0 by 3. So what is the corresponding temperature difference? 100 minus 0. So that x0, if you calculate how much you will get? 150. Similarly, you compare these two, or you take these two also. If you compare these two, T minus 0 equal to x0 by 2 minus x0 by 3. So what this will become? x0 by 6. Now here, so the T will become x0 is 150 by 6C. So this will become how much? 25 degrees Celsius. So this is how you can get the question sometimes logically based on the temperature measurement, thermometry. Now some other time the questions will come based on the calorimetry, where the basic formula what you will use is heat loss equal to heat gain when you mix two different substances at two different temperatures. So the one which is at high temperature loses the heat and the other one which is at lower temperature gains the heat. But always you will take this equation that heat lost equal to heat gain under the condition that there is no heat loss to the surroundings. Similarly, when you consider m1 grams ice at minus 10 degrees Celsius mixed with m2 water at 50 degrees Celsius and final mixture is water at 0 degrees Celsius, then find L ice. What is L? Latent heat. And specific heat of ice is 0.5. Here, such kind of conversion of state or change in temperature, you need to remember two things, that the heat required to change the temperature of a substance is ms delta theta. Heat releases when the temperature decreases. Heat absorbed when the temperature increases by delta theta. But whenever temperature changes, state of the substance remains constant. In that case, the corresponding heat energy is ms delta theta, where S is specific heat capacity. Similarly, when the substance change of state happening, like water to ice, ice to water, water to gas, steam, anything, then the temperature remains constant, and here the heat required to change the state will become ml. Now based on this, if you consider the ice at minus 10 degrees Celsius mixed with water at 50 degrees Celsius, this is m1 gram, this is m2 gram. Now what happens here? m1 gram ice mixed. First, ice temperature increases because this is gaining the heat, this is losing the heat. As this loses heat, that will be given, and initially its temperature rises. So its temperature can rise up to its melting point. What is the melting point? 0. So that here first the heat energy required to raise the temperature to 0 will become m1 s1 delta theta, or delta theta is how much? 10 degrees Celsius. Now next step, what happens is the ice slowly melts, but final mixture is only water at 0 means what? All the ice get melted. From where that energy came? This water temperature reduced. So finally the temperature 0 means this temperature reduced to what? 0. So here the heat required to melt the ice at 0 is m L ice. Now this is the total heat gain by ice. So how much total heat gain? 10 m1 s1. Of course s1 value also they have given how much? 1 by 2. Substitute it. If you substitute 1 by 2, then it will become 1 by 2. 5 m1. This is L ice we need to find into m. So that 5 m1 plus Lm. Now you take the other one, water. Water temperature decreased from 50 to 0. So temperature change means what is the formula? ms delta theta. So that energy is heat lost. Heat lost is how much? ms delta theta. M to S. S for water is how much? 1. Delta theta is how much? 50. So how much it is? 50 m. Now heat lost equal to heat gain. So if you equate both of them, then you will get the answer. Like 5 m1 plus m1L equal to, here it is 50 m2. So that L will become 50 m2 minus 5 m1 by m1. So this is the way you can solve the questions related to calorimetry. Mainly they will ask based on the ice, water, steam. Ice, water and steam. So every time you try to check what is the heat gain, what is the heat lost. So this is how you can deal with this thermometry and thermal expansion. So hope you all understood.